In a world overrun with the fake, delusional, and disingenuous, he stands as a beacon of truth. He is Abuki Cabal. You are listening to Abuki Cabal.
We compare that against what we think is attractive in you guys. Okay? But again and again, we get told, well, beauty is a subjective thing. It's not. You know, just like the saying goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which means that it is objective. It's what we see. It's what we say it is. But women will try to make you believe that it's subjective. It's how I feel, they say. I feel like I'm a 10. You know? So, in essence, they're letting their feelings give them hope. And that hope is going to doom you when facts are telling you otherwise. see them engage in all kinds of mental gymnastics to explain away reality and facts. Time and time again. Facts that are based on information. That is widely available. It's out there. It's not like we're just saying this. And we're not saying it for a reason. You know, when you lead with I feel, I've seen, I've heard, those are not acceptable forms of evidence in a court of law. So why should I accept them? Why should any man accept that? You know, I mean, you have to deal with the facts as they present themselves. So when you say, you know, how can you say that? I saw him with a girl. You know, I saw a guy with a girl that is, you know, she wasn't that attractive. And I asked myself, why is he with her? It's because he saw something in her. You know, it might have been anything. But whatever he saw, it met his standards. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about standards. Everybody has them. You know, ladies, you have standards too. You hold us to those standards. If we don't meet them, you don't spare our feelings when you tell us that we don't measure up. But if the roles are reversed and we tell you, you know, we like real hair. We like a woman who is traditional. We like a woman who is soft-spoken, who's feminine, who cares about what we think, who dresses to please us, who needs us, and doesn't apologize for any of those traits. That we find to be important, to be something that's necessary for us to be in a relationship with you. You know? But again and again, we see that you want to reject that. And then you want to hold our feet to the fire and say that we're wrong because we have standards. That's crazy. All of these responses that you guys give, they're out of fear. I almost want to say I hate to say it, but I don't really hate to say it. I mean, it is what it is. It's the fear of being perceived as being less than. Perceived inadequacies. The inability to meet a man's standards. Or it could be a lack of desire to meet his standards. You know? I shouldn't have to. I don't need you. That's what you say when you talk about us. You know? A man shouldn't, or, a woman shouldn't gauge herself on what a man says. But isn't the man the consumer? If you go to buy a car, and the man tries to sell you a Fiat, Ford Fiesta, in the place of a Maserati because he feels like they have equal value, would you feel the same way? Probably not. You know? Another thing we have to deal with is when you guys are faced with having to deal with reality and with a man's standards, what he wants from you when he's out trying to find a woman that he wants to be with. You know, you tell us what we should want. You should want an educated woman. You should want a woman who has a PhD. Why? If that's not what we want, and we are telling you that that's not what we want, what we want, and you still strive to achieve things that will make you a bad candidate for the position that you're applying for, because that's essentially what we're talking about. We're talking about you applying for a position. So since you treat it like a job, let's look at it like a job. Do you go into the job and say, I'm this, this, and this, even though you're looking for that, and that? I still feel like I'm qualified for the position. Is that acceptable? You know better than that. I'll give you another one. Say you're writing a paper for that PhD, and the requirements for the paper are clearly explained before you are to turn the paper in. And you give your professor something other than what he or she asked for. But you felt like what you gave them was appropriate, adequate, and met the standards for the paper. Would he give you an A? Would she give you an A? Or would they give you an F? A capital F? This isn't hard, ladies. We're giving you the answers to the test. And you are choosing to fail. I'm not going to say what that is, but I'm sure you have a good idea. You characterize women who don't toe the line as inadequate. You lash out in a masculine way. React in a strong, confident, firm, forceful way. Aggressive. And telling us that we're wrong. Bossy. Sarcastic. Rude. You even think that you're better than us. You might think that this is an exaggeration, but that's the way it comes off. I mean, you feel victimized by the truth and not liberated by it. You know, sometimes the truth can be painful, you know, because sometimes it indicates that you might need some work, you know, some action might need to be taken.
I'm saying that's what this is all about, right?
You know?
Clothes, bankrolls, and hoes, you know what I'm saying?
And
Yo, then what, man?
that could be uncomfortable. I understand. We men, we get this all the time. But we don't run from the evidence that's presented to us about how we should conduct ourselves. If something needs to be done, you can either do it or don't do it. But you can't blame anybody but yourself for your inability to do what needs to be done. You know, you guys have pretty much been conditioned to hate or see things unnecessary or see things as unnecessary. Sorry. You know, like traditional behaviors that we seek in a woman. You know, you see feminism as being weakness. Femininity is not something that women aspire to be nowadays. I mean, if you come at us in a strong, confident, firm, and forceful way, you respond in an aggressive manner, bossy, sarcastic, rude way, and you feel like you're better than us, all those traits are masculine. So then you have to ask yourself, why would a man want that? And then you lash out. First thing that you go to is you want to call men feminine, gay, your mom ruined you, who hurt you.
I'm saying that's what this is all about, right?
Like Kevin says,
Clothes, bankrolls,
I said I wasn't gonna bring him up, but I got to.
yo, then what, man?
Shame, insults, guilt, and a need to be right. You know y'all like to win at all costs. Women go for the jugular. Ain't nothing like never having to be or say that you're sorry, right, women? White ladies. All the things you guys see as negative, you know, we see those as positive things. You know, we want you to be patient. We want you to need us. You know, I want you to be responsible. I want you to appreciate the truth of things, to be able to accept things as they are and not how you feel they should be. You know? But you guys see these things as being weak. How many times have we seen women dealing with men? You clearly see a man that's masculine in front of you, handling his business, doing what a man is supposed to do. And you guys attack us. You know, you buck up. You act like a man. It's a shame, but you see masculine traits as being more positive than being who you are. You always scream victim, but then you say out of the other side of your mouth, I'm not a victim. You say, you guys should protect us. But then you tell us, I don't need your protection. It's a confusing world we live in. But something's got to give. At some point, you're going to have to do what's going to get you where you want to be. You're laying in a house by yourself. Do you feel strong? Do you really like being by yourself? Or do you want to be with someone that you can have a conversation with? Someone you can be yourself with. You can be soft with. Don't you get tired of being hard, being strong, doing things by yourself? Why would that be looked upon as a favorable situation? I wonder all the time, do you guys even know how this all started? Where this began? I hear all the time, well, this all started back, in slavery, when they took our men, mistreated them, did all these things to them, killed them, took them from us. Look at what you're doing. You're being disrespectful. Not all of you. There's still some good women out here. I see them all the time. But they're becoming smaller and smaller. In number. We're seeing more and more loud, obnoxious, masculine, excuse me, women who not only dress like men, hoodies and whatnot, don't look appealing to us. Act like there are mothers and not potential wives. If you feel like you have to tell a man what to do, you can't trust his decision-making ability. Not just one man, but any man. You gotta look at yourself and say, what's going on? Where did I get this ideology? What have I become? How is this gonna get me where I wanna be? And on a macro scale, how is this affecting our community? Black folks used to be the most married group in America, even in the toughest times. Now that's in question. And when we talk about the reasons why, our attitudes have changed towards marriage. Men want to be married, especially black men. We want to be married, and we don't look at you as an adversary. If we work together, we can have everything. We work against each other, we got nothing. That's our reality. And our abysmal future if we choose to go that route. But the choice is ours. The choice is yours. Who do you want to be? How do you want us to see you? Well, I think I've drugged this one out long enough. A lot of questions. A lot of work we have to put in. I really hope we do what's best for all of us. I guess I'm gonna take my leave. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like, share, and subscribe.
I feel like a